Welcome in, welcome in. I only have a little bit of time today. I have lots of time. Well, I'm infinite, I'm eternal. But the time that I have to get on here is really limited. So I thought I would just come in and do a quick little check-in. We're going to do a little card reading, and I do have some notes from the other day that I just wanted to just check in with some Ascension symbols. Blah, 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 blah. My brain's not working this morning. Ascension symptoms. And that's one of the Ascension symptoms, is having a greater access and a flow for the brain activity, and then having us be the commandmentship of it. Just getting myself all situated. I just pressed the record button before I was actually ready, so it's just like, oh, okay. La, 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 la. How's everybody doing? Is everybody doing good? Good. Really happy to be in this beautiful kind of fall. It's now fall, the equinox, right? Equinox is like yesterday or today. Happy fall equinox. Are we falling back in time? I think the clocks go back tomorrow or something, don't they? Or is it next week? So anyways, we're moving along, and there's going to be some profound shifts, and we're already seeing some really great things happen in our collective. When we've been talking about it, we're becoming consciously aware of it, and our energy goes there to help it shift. Like we've been talking about all of the things in the underbelly that must come out and be faced, because it's been all of humanity's manifestations. We've been the ones that's been manifesting the change. Our divine sacred heart of the collective of humanity, the bigger heart of who we are, the higher heart of who we are, the higher selves of all of our collective. We're choosing to have directions in which we can more readily, hands-on, be a part of unity consciousness. And what does that mean? It means that we're going to be looking at our belief systems. Why do we believe what we believed? What perspectives can we hold now? And what do we need to do to really bring things to a balanced level playing field? Because you know that when you're imbalanced, the mental, the physical, emotional, spiritual, sexual, all of these things really stop working. And that becomes the imbalance of the infinity scale, right? If you're giving out, if it's too negative in this respect, and you're doing nothing but spiraling on those negative karmic patterns, then there's going to be that downward spiral. And that's the only way that it can go. It's entropy and then extinction. And so this is why balance and understanding light, understanding who you are as an alchemic version, as a presentation of the heavens, and understanding that balance is the most important experience that your whole body needs. Because even if the slightest shifts, if you've been working too much in the dark, you're going to see your reality become out of hand, out of context. There's been many that will be coming forward for more understanding and higher healing from the dark conjuring that they've been doing. The mental capabilities cannot move them forward in ascension based on all of the darkness that they've been experiencing. So there'll be many that will be, physically sat down, mentally sat down, because they have to face the energies that they've been putting out and why they've been putting out certain energies. And then they have to heal those experiences in their bodies, their multidimensional bodies. If it is a mental experience, if there is energies that are making the mental bodies imbalanced, there's various things that can be done. However, some of the synthetic experiences that are, when they're being assessed through psychiatry and psychology and the counseling and so forth, they're not going to deal with the entity attachments. So the synthetic drugs don't take away the entity attachments. The synthetic drugs don't take away the demonic attachments. That has to be done through a vibrational healer. And so just know that, if you're going in and you know that you've been conjuring dark energy, you know that you've been conjuring deities, and you know that your life has been spiraling out of hand because you just keep doing more to think that you're going to get more, or to think that you're going to get more help, or you're going to get this opened up or whatever, and you've been told that no, you can't do that anymore. You cannot interfere with anybody else's divine soul blueprint. You cannot interfere with anybody's soul path. And why there will be many of the conjurers, many of the practitioners, many of the people that have been doing magic on people or paying magic to have done on people, they will be sat down through their mental psychoses. They will be sat down through the imbalances of their mental body, because again, the things that have been practiced in the everyday life is not going to detach, and it's not going to heal the entity attachments. The entity attachments can only be healed by somebody that is provided and directed by Source Creator, because that is the only approval that is needed and required to remove those entities as Source Creator and your higher self and soul. And it can only be determined if the purity of intent is there. If the purity of intent is to transform one's life, if the purity of intent is to work with light, that is the only way that demon entity will move from that body. You've conjured it in darkness. You have to have the equal light in its capability and agreement. It has to be an agreement. It's a consciousness agreement. This is how we work with light. And so again, those that are practitioners and not healed, if you're not working with Christ consciousness, Lord Sananda, not working with the heavens, not assigned or being initiated by the higher selves, those that are not in alignment of all of the practices that we do as masters, then I would be very discerning about going to anybody that says they're a vibrational healer, that says they can remove entities, if they're not practiced in the equal, skills of Christ consciousness. Your body has to be balanced in its equal opposite. And then you have to go through, before you're having these entities detached and before you're having these cleansings being done, you have to also work afterwards, and you also have to work beforehand of doing cord cutting. You have to sit down with pieces of paper, and you absolutely have to sit with your higher self and your teams and say, why did I call this energy in? Be gluttony, your gluttony demon, your envy demon, your jealousy demon, your greed demon, your competition demon, winning over others demon, whatever those demons were, whatever those entities were that you called in, whatever those demons were, those are the ones rattling around in your body that will make you ill and make you unwell and will make you imbalanced. And the only way for these to be removed is for you to do the work. So that you do have to sit down and ask yourself, why did you choose to bring these in? If you're choosing within your soul that you don't want these demons running around in your body anymore and creating hallucinations and deprivation of your joy time and all of these things that occur when you call in demons and you conjure things that are not meant to be conjured. Because remember, we showed you the flower video. Those are spirits and souls from the various ones that you've hurt and deemed, and that is them playing with you as well. You didn't have a right to pull on them. You didn't have a right to conjure them. Most people that are doing these things in magic are not understanding what they're doing, and they're being given half and mostly incorrect information. And so for them to feel healed is not going to go to a 3D counselor and sit and talk about what you're going through. And you go through that purging and that emotional clearing, yes. But those counselors in a 3D experience and the psychiatrists in this 3D experience, they're not vibrational healers. They're not vibrational healers. They're not aligned with Source Creator. They're not aligned with the energy magnetics. They're not aligned with who they've been initiated through and by and how. They have not done the initiations for energy healing. You have to go to an energy healer for those specific detachments. And, they're possessions. There's some sort of possessions going on within the multidimensional fields or bodies, and you need to have them removed. And the only way to have them removed is by making that soul choice. It's a soul choice between you and God and your soul, your higher self. I choose to have these entities leave me. I don't want to go through this anymore. I cannot work with these entities and demons because they want to leave you just as much as you want to leave them. You have to face and you have to do your 3 A's. You have to acknowledge, you have to accept, and you have to allow the fact that what you did and how you did it and why you did it, what were your beliefs? Why were you so greedy that you did so much destruction to one person and you conjured this entity to come in and take them? Or come in and give you more power, or come in and give you more sex, or whatever these gluttony demons are. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to have to do this. So it's good to get a basis of, now that humanity's awakening, when you fool around in the devil's world, in the demon land, in satanic Luciferian, because there's a lot of words and reconstruction we have to do because everybody's been misconstrued and misunderstood by energy. It's all energy. If you've been dealing with the lower energy experiences, and that's where your soul's path is taking you to learn, first of all, don't judge yourself. Second of all, get into the neutral position as much as you can and do the infinity, work with the infinity every day. And sit down with your pure heart and your intention and your guides and your higher self. And you say with a pure heart, and you will be on your knees crying if you are impure of heart and of change. If you truly want yourself to change, the only way for this to do is to be advised by your guides and have your guides direct you to the energy vibrational healer that can assist you in removing the entities and the demons. And you have to do the work. You have to do the energetic cord clearing. You have to cleanse your space with sage. You have to get in Epsom salts baths. You have to be intent on clearing and cleansing your bodies of the dead energies and the darkness you called in. You called it in. There's going to be a lot of those people that didn't call it in and that were actually thrown those energies and demons because they didn't have proper understanding of their bodies. There's no light, intelligent wisdoms being taught in the collective, so people aren't knowing how to protect their bodies and their chakras. And there's a lot of people that are walking around with similar entities, although they're not as deep and as dark as some of the cult and coven head warlocks and head witches will get, or the governments that are working in corruption and the trafficking rings. Those people will be hit the hardest with their demons. Make no mistake about it. And some of them might not want to move through with their healing because they're still going to have to face that demon. They're going to have to face that devil. They're going to have to face that shadow. And they're going to have to face that shadow and said, boy, was I selfish. Boy, was I greedy. Boy, was I this. Boy, was I that. Then you're going to have to make it right to the person that you've hurt. You have to show the universe that you are intent of changing. And if you're not intent on changing, then that demon will have its way with you. And so it's up to you. If you're not going to surrender to the demon, then you will surrender to the light. So it has to be, it's up to you. Right? That's the way energy goes. There is only energy in the universe. It's only energy. Do you understand the magnetics of energy? What you call in. Your vibration will call in energy. Then if you're doing on top of that, what you're going to conjure and how you're conjuring it, working with black magic, working with voodoo so that you can get your way, you can get your narrative, you have to understand why, what, and how you're doing it. Remember, how you do and what you do, in what way you do it is going to determine where you end up. So if all you're doing is screwing people over and all you're doing is taking and raping from people, well, that's where you're going to end up. So sit there, deal with your karma. It's very real. You can't, this is a universe, it's all energy. You can't just willy-nilly go and do whatever the fuck you want and don't think you're going to get payback for it. No, this is an absolute energetic experience. And we're learning how to be masters of our bodies, our vessels, and our minds, our thoughts, and our deeds. We are vibrationally divine beings. You've never been taught that. Religions don't even get you close to teaching what you truly are. So how can we make religion a one-sided thing? Religion is allness. It's just all we are as source creator. So how about we start there? That's true and true. We are multi-vibrational, multi-dimensional beings. That's true and true. We will always change. That's true and true. In being energy and being in a vibrational galaxy that is energy, being in a multiverse that is energy, being in your very body and your vessel and your blood and your veins and your DNA and your brain, everything is energy. Everything is energy, within and without and as above, so below. Everything is energy. Therefore, thus then. If you play in a dark space, you will only get dark. If you choose not to heal, if you choose to keep hurting people, if you keep choosing to do those things, there will be the timeline shifts and your timeline will be pulled. You'll be given certain consequences and certain options. This is the judgment time for all. What do you choose to believe in? Do you choose to believe in Source Creator, the omnipresent as all that is, the creator of all life? That is true and true. How it's been dissected and separated and departmentalized and compartmentalized is up to the religions that we've chosen to believe in, where we chose to believe in, the borders we were born in, so that we can learn all that we can about different ways of belief systems and prayer and practices, because there would be a point in time where humanity would come together as one, in different colored bodies, in different shapes and different sizes, and then we'd have our celestials and our hybrids added. So how are we going to deal with this diverse experience of universal oneness when we all have different beliefs and different practices and no one is above the other? As long as you're following universal law. Practice whatever it is you will, just know there will be return. There has to be return. That is a quantum law. The right use of free will and non-interference. Do not interfere with anyone in any way. Physically, mentally, emotionally, vibrationally, sexually, or spiritually. You don't have a right. You're not a part of their soul's blueprint. You didn't write it. You're not going to write it. It's not your job to determine when and where they're going, how they're going to get there. It's not your job. It's not your role. Stay out of people's lane, because you should be so focused on you that you're harmonizing with Source, you're harmonizing with all that is energy, you're understanding who you are, and you want to be a master of you. Because if you're focusing on other people, you will be imbalanced. And that's the law number 2. Law number 2 is the law of balance. If you are focused within, if you are working with your daily ascension pathwork, if you're doing all that you're doing and purging what comes up, you're dealing with the triggers, you're facing your shadow, and you're alchemizing it to a new higher vibrational belief. You're entraining yourself to be a new version body, a new version soul, a new version spirit, a new version sexual person. You're doing all of these things because you respect yourself. Somebody that respects themselves is not going to go and do debaucherous things, because they care about their life force, they care about their body, they care that they're being honest and true with someone that they really care about. They're not going to go and sell their family out, or go and sell their family on the underground, or they're not going to sell their firstborn child to go and be sacrificed. They're not going to do all of these things, regardless of what the background eons of ritualistic experiences were about, you know, having the blood being drunken from those that are the most scared and frightened, and all the very disconcerting, the very dark things about why people did what they did. They're not valid any longer when you bypass a certain vibration. If you choose to keep practicing those things, you will always stay in a low vibration, and life will continually leave you, because evolution is evolution, and there is a quantum pull of source creator. Quantum source pulls light. It pulls light, it pulls light, it pulls light. If you are forcing yourself to work in the dark, you will be shifted off, and the rest of us will go to the light. That's how it goes. It's a magnetic, and that's God. God is also in the dark. It's just a very low magnetic. God is all things. There are people coming forward right now, knowing that they're in a very dark and confusing place, knowing that their lives have been ripped upside down because it is their return and the backfire of their karma and their voodoo and all of the deeds they have done to many, many, many people. And the people in the trafficking rings and the people in the underground and the corrupt officials and the corrupt politicians, you will be getting it first, and you will be getting it backlashed. As God said, it will be the most egregious of your karma, because you have been the most egregious to inciting war and directing hate and directing sabotage and directing death to the peoples when it was unnecessary. They were inhumane programs and agendas, and you were all told. There's videos on my channel, and there's proof you were all told. Those that are called leaders and officials, and if you are being involved in corruption in those agendas, and if you are being a part of cults and covens that attack innocent people and try and make them take on the false claims of the actual perpetrators, every single one of you will be getting karma, and that will be more and more every day. And you will be getting it the most egregious, because you will be made the lessons for the rest of humanity. If you're not dealing with your jealousy or your envy or your greed or your winning over others or your no sense of self or your sexual deprivations and your sexual gender confusions, deal with your issues, people. Because otherwise you're just creating a whole new generation of sexually deprived, mentally disturbed people that are not getting healed by the systems that aren't working, church and state. Do we see where we're going with this? It's in a bottleneck right now, and all of those light workers that are going to come forward, we're not going to be hidden anymore. We're not going to be suppressed. We are the only people that can heal the people on this planet. Because Big Pharma will never heal what's been going on in the underground. They just won't. They just won't. Big Pharma will not heal the demonic and the satanic and the Luciferian and the dark necromancy entities that people have been conjuring. And it's being done all over the world. We must understand at a global level light intelligence and light wisdoms. These light intelligences and light wisdoms will assist humanity in evolving into higher fifth dimensional light. Religions that are not evolved beyond 3D will not allow you to understand and transform through the process that is called ascension. This is a planetary ascension, and you can still have your religious beliefs. Still keep your religious beliefs, but you also must add and integrate light, intelligent wisdoms, because you are a multi-vibrational being, you're a multi-dimensional being, and if you choose not to evolve beyond your religion, then it will be a very challenging, difficult ride for you. All things must evolve. It is the number 2 law. You must evolve for the balance of all change. You must evolve. All things in reality must change. And we have been held back and suppressed for far too long. It's now becoming a red alert. And there will be things come up every day that we will see very positive changes where we are building bridges to a higher order of intelligence. Because the old church and system ways are not going to allow us to evolve into the highest vibrational being of who we are as Christ consciousness beings, of Metatronic light beings that work within our Merkaba, that work within our fields, that work within our chakras, that work within our intelligence of our higher selves and all of the guides that we have working with us. And it has nothing to do with religion. It has to do with who we are as spirit. We are spiritual human beings. We are spiritual divine beings. We are spiritual sacred beings, and we belong to the multiverse. We belong to the all. You can go into your box stores, and you can go into your churches, and you can go into your religions and do whatever you want and practice there. However, if you are not following the universal laws, which we are seeing right now all over our planet, if every church and every person in the church and every person that thinks that they are the highest almighty person, they're so righteous, if each and every one of these beings are not following universal law, you will get the karmic the worst, because you will be made the lesson for all others, because you have been told and you've been told. Everybody goes by the same rules. The person in the Baptist church goes by the same rules as the person in the Jews. The person in the Jews that are practicing their practices are the same people that are practicing the Baha'i. Everybody goes by the same rules. No church gets different rules. No pastor gets different rules. No person that's wearing a robe doesn't get a different rule than I get. We all follow the same karmic rules. All that you put out is coming back to you. And if you've put out wrong, if you've put out incorrect, if you've been misguiding people, if you've been suppressing people, if you've been bringing people wrong guidance and misinformation, if you've been fabricating lies, if you've been fabricating truths, you've been fabricating crimes and accusations, if you've been screwing people over in any way, false government, shadow government, YouTube corruption, and all of the cults and covens around the world, and the corrupt masons, and all of the black web underground, and all of the trafficking rings, and everybody that's involved in every aspect of corruption. It takes up a very big part of our world. And I always come here as the most highest divine light warrior that is absolutely balanced in my divine masculine, my divine feminine energies. I'm highly integrated. I don't have any more karma to clear. I am a master. And I've been suppressed since the day I got here, and I've been fabricated on one end to the other by people that think they have authority over me, and they don't. I'm a genius. Nobody will ever have a POA over me, ever. I would never give such permissions, and nor has any assessment been done, nor has any medical exams been done. Nothing has ever been done. There's been no privacies. There's been no permissions. There's been no anything. There's been absolute abuse on the power of attorneys. There's been absolute abuse on the Power of Information and Privacy Act. There's been abuse on my medical records that have been disclosed to people that don't have any rights for it to be disclosed. There's been abuse of technology, abuse of information, been abuse of power. There's been over 17 federal crimes on my life. Now that they're being investigated, those people in the cults and covens are now coming forward to express and explore who they are in different ways by bringing truth. And as part of that bringing truth, we'll have to make it right with the people they fucked over. Bring peace to those that you have hurt. If there is people in capture, bring them forward. If there is people in hiding because you say something wrong and mean to them, and they're fearful of themselves and they're fearful of what's going to happen, you need to bring them forward. The authorities are waiting. And absolutely, authorities, you are being tested. Spirit wants me to tune in because Spirit wants everybody on the line to make sure that everybody knows that I'm speaking through Source Creator, the Galactic Federations. We're just getting right in our channel. I only have a very short period of time today. I want to do some cards. So I'm trying to get through this as fast as possible. We're only got 1 hour. So let's everybody open our hearts. This is a collective message from Source Creator Commander Ashtar. The systems of light are coming forward to say through Commander Ashtar, through the Ashtar Command, and through the Mother, Father, God, through these various shifts that are going to be taking place within the collective. There are many vibrational shifts through which awakening throughout the collective is happening through various peoples and various sects of experiences within your collective that are very important for the collective to see what has been going on behind closed doors and in the dark. These types of situations and types of experiences you have called underground economy. They will be pulled out one by one. Those people that are in official positions, those people that are in investigative policing positions, and those that are in authorities, everyone is being watched right now for the positions that you hold, and are you staying tried and true to the oaths that you have taken and the service oaths that you've taken to your people? That will be shown, and that will be tested, and that will be watched by everybody that will be on hand. Because there's always higher order, and there's always higher versions of watchers above you to make sure that this ascension for humanity will move forward in positive, loving change. And the unity for all unity consciousness will move forward with as little harm and challenge and drought brought to all, because that is the process. We don't need to create any more calamity. Gaza, the world leaders that are doing what is being done in Gaza, it's unconscionable, it's deplorable, and each and every one of you will be getting karma. Stop bombing and hurting the peoples. Stop your wars on borders. This is your last warning. There's no need for Gaza to look the way Gaza looks. How dare all of you, and we've told you time and time again. Stop with the bombs. You should be focusing all of your attention on peace and the people and healing. Isn't that what leaders do? And if it's not, you have been malfocused and you've been malnourished in who you are connected with and who you pray to. It has nothing to do with religion. It has to do with you being spiritual beings here on a planet that is a spiritual planet. And where are you driving your focuses to? What do you wake up to and give thanks to and give gratitude to? There are natural quantum order and there's quantum laws in all life, whether it be a sneeze, whether it be a wonderful intentional manifestation. Everything is quantum law. And it's very imbalanced because of the beliefs and the perspectives and the practices that have been misguided and misinformed and misused and abused. And there are many people that are hurting, and there are many people that are not getting healed. So these things will come up one by one. And there are those that have been very brave that will come forward with truth, even though that it will cost them their life to go into jail or to go into captivity or wherever it might cost them and whatever the deals that are made in all that is the officials. There will be no corrupt deals made because everybody is being watched. Everyone's being watched. There is no corrupt deals. There will be no money under the hand, under the table being made. There will be no winks. There will be no false signatures. There will be no false documentation. It will be as God has said to me through my every initiation, and I'm giving you what your initiations look like. As my teams and as Lord Sananda and as the highest of the heavens tell me in every initiation, this process will go by the book. And that is a very serious statement, by the book. And if it's not by the book, then there will be further karma and further breaking. And it will be by the hand of God. Make no mistake about that, because we've said it over and over again. If it is not done by the book, as we have told you, bring truth, go to the authorities and bring your specific story, 100% truth, not because you want to get out of something, but because you want to heal the demons inside of you, and you want to bring peace to those that you've hurt. Should be only those two reasons. You will not scapegoat anybody, and you will not pass money back and forth. You will not try and get out of it with corruption or bigotry or anything else that you think you're going to get out of it because of your role or your title. The corruption time is done. And you will seal the covenant. You will see the covenant people, and you will see the issues, and you will see the very informative postings that Celeste puts out to assist in all of you in helping each other move along. Because it can be done. You're going to build bridges from now on. You're going to have higher order information. You're going to have higher order wisdoms and intelligence. Because the big pharma is not going to heal the demons running around in somebody's body. It just ain't. It ain't going to do what it doesn't know it. And neither will your world leaders. Do your world leaders know how to heal a demon inside someone's body? Because that's what most of the cult and coven leaders are going to have to deal with. And same with the children coming up from trafficking. Who's going to heal these people? Are the world leaders prepared? Where are the places that these people will be healed? Where are the stations? Where are the healing stations? Where are the multidimensional healing stations? Where are the healers? We've been suppressed and targeted, and we're exhausted. So do you now see that everybody's got their backs against the wall, and the Father is saying, this plan of ascension will go forward. It will not stop. The Father is the Father. The Father's plan is the Father's plan. And it's going to come through however you want it to. Whether it's the shaking and the breaking of every one of your sex rings, or whether it's the shaking and breaking of every one of your churches that's run corruptly. For you're not running by old religions anymore, people, because they're all corrupt. How people have been running them, because their bodies are corrupt, their minds are corrupt, they're not being nourished as a soul. And that's where the religions get corrupt. The religions have always been the way they've been run. It's been that way. It's still good religions, practice way not practice. But the people running them are corrupt. Why? Because they're not healed. You're not dealing with the issues of the soul. The soul needs to be healed. Soul fragments, everything we talk about in our videos. Everyone needs to sit down and look at their healing, look at the triggers. It has to be faced. You cannot get by without facing it. The more light comes on every day, the more your triggers are going to get bigger. The more the demons and the entities inside of you are going to start shaking around a little more. So what do you want? You want more walls in front of you? We've been saying the same thing, people. So now Commander Ashtar is saying, those that are in authority positions, everyone's being watched. No more corruption. You're not going to make deals with anybody to go back and forth on anything. It's got to be by the book. If you want to move forward in eternal life, if you want to move forward with the easiest amount of smooth, and you want to move forward in the highest vibrational way for your soul and your family soul and your lineage's soul and for the human collective, if you want this in the highest vibrational way, it must be by the book. Treat others as you want to be treated. If you've harmed somebody, you make it right. You didn't have a right to screw with their life for 50 years and keep them in the unknowing realm of lies and deceit. You didn't have any right to keep them living on the street in absolutely freezing temperatures and in poverty because you wanted to withhold their monies. And then keep lying to them and lying to the systems and making false accusations so you can run a sex ring. Or keep children in little bunkers and keep children in little tunnels. These things are egregious. Every aspect of life is source creator. How dare all of us? And we need to wake up. It's changing right now, and I'm calling it. Every person on this planet is being watched. How important is your soul's evolution? Don't have any fear. If you want to be a master of who you are as multi-vibrational light and love, and you want to ask for light and seek light, the Metatronic light of all creation, that's how we run and operate our universe, is Metatronic light. It's quantumly, it's codes, it's mathematics, it's all that is science, it is all that is beautiful, omnipresent source. Source creator, the one creator, the mother and the father as the creator. And then you can practice whatever else you want, but there must be light wisdoms. And these light wisdoms are going to bring forward profound new healers, teachers, and leaders. And I'm one of them. Open up my YouTube platform. I deserve to be seen as all other teachers, healers, and leaders. My light wisdoms will heal as much as people want to allow it. And when will my teachings and healings and my books and all things be readily out there? And when will I be paid for my work instead of people taking from me and harvesting from me and stealing from me every single moment? You've been taken off my harvesting, you've been taken off my spirit and my energy, and that's why you're in the situations you are in. For all those that have been using me and abusing me and harvesting off of me. You are going through karma now for that very reason you have been told. You've been told for 3 years to make it right. You don't have the right to use my energy and abuse it, and then go to the police and make false accusations and false crimes and false everything. The things that have been done to my soul are unconscionable, and God, the hand, is coming down on everyone. The Father's will is, thy will be done. And the mother is on the other side of the infinity, assisting with all of the healing of all of her children that never had to go through what they have gone through. Because all those that abuse have been abused. It's time to heal humanity. Today's recollection, today's liturgy, today's message. It is time to heal. Come forth and heal. Bring your truth. Make good decisions on who you are as a soul that is encompassed with many soul fragments that must be faced and viewed and accepted and loved, because all of you in humanity are the same one divine collective family. Start acting like it. Leaders of the countries, start acting like you are family. And those families that have abused people in your family, start making it right, absolutely right now. Higher education and higher intelligence, that's what's required and that's what's needed. Start healing, dear lighted ones. That is the only way through this. It's the only way through. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. That was awesome. Okay, so we only have a few more minutes. So get your little triangle. The top of the triangle is the heavens. What's the heavens message for us today? And then the one on the left, the little circle on the left of your triangle is the collective. What's the collective's message for you today? I have goosebumps everywhere. That feels so good. Those that come to channeling channels, this is a channeling channel. I'm a channeler. Channelers close their eyes. So go look it up. Go look it up. Do some investigating. Do some research. Make yourself a worldwide person. Make yourself a world-known person. Channelers close their eyes. It's a truth. So maybe you should change. Try to evolve today. Try to evolve beyond ignorant comments. How about you try to evolve? People close their eyes because they're channeling. Those that are channelers and those that are healers, that's what we do. We close our eyes. So how about you evolve? How about you evolve to a higher state of being? Channeling is everywhere. You can look it up. The Gaia channel has wonderful, wonderful programs on channeling and being psychic and opening up into your natural psychic abilities. Everybody has psychic abilities. All right, number one card for today is, we're going to focus on healing and coming together as one family. Doesn't that feel better to be a one family? Ooh. Dun, dun, dun. Aw, I love that card. Wow. Oh boy, I love this. I love this. The bottom card is the Empress. Isn't that beautiful? We talked about the mother. She's going to be supporting all healing for all earth. That's why divine feminines were needed. We're needed to balance out what's been going on in the underground with our loving and our healing compassion. And you see that there's new births that are going on. So today is a day for new birth. I'm so happy about that. Thank you, Holy Mother. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. So you just want to get your books out and tune into your heart space. So the energies for our collective message today is the Eight of Wands. Wow. Look at those. Look at that. So yeah, lots of messages coming in, right? You see the light ships up there? The Federations are supporting us. And we're all being watched and we're all being supported. When they watch us, they're supporting us. They're supporting us to make the best decisions. We've been through many, many cycles of things that haven't gone okay. We've been through many cycles of taking. We've been through many cycles of raping. We've been through many cycles of decisions that should not have gone the way they've gone. But we're learning from them. We can't ignore it anymore, and we can't just put it under the rug, and we can't have these shadow governments that think they're going to keep hiring more corrupt people to do the job and to get their secret agendas met. It's not going to go this way anymore, corrupt governments. Shadow governments, it will not go this way anymore. You were on your last leg 3 years ago. There must be truth and there must be change made. There will be no more warnings. Everybody is being watched and it must go by the book. Make it right. New laws will be imparted, a part of dark occult abuses. New laws will be created for the upcoming of the trafficking victims that we're going to have to house and we're going to have to heal. And we're going to need all of the multi-dimensional, multi-vibrational healers. Big Pharma is not going to heal the multi-vibrational experiences that must be healed in the trafficking experience. And these are the messages coming forward. These messages are coming fast today. It is the fall equinox. These are the very fast messages for the turning of the leaf. And we're going to begin to focus on healing, which is what we should have been doing. Who are you? What do you exist within? And what's going on within you every day? Those 3 questions will give you profound transformations every day. And seek spirit. Seek harmonizing with spirit every day. Seek the oneness and the unity with spirit, thought, word, and deed. And if church and religion is important to you, then keep your practices, but make sure that it's not corrupting and interfering with anyone else. Just align that with the universal laws. Keep your religions, keep whatever you're doing, but just make sure it's aligning with universal laws. Make sure that you're still evolving. You should never still be stuck in the same thing you were doing 10 years ago. Everyone should be evolving. And if you're not, then why? Growth is equal to growth. You're glowing, right? You're gonna grow, you're gonna glow. It's equal. So if you're not growing, you're not gonna glow. You have to call in that light and work with the light and harmonize the light. Okay, and keep your religions, keep your practice, do whatever you want. But these churches should not be used for trafficking rings and sacrificing rings. You should not be using your churches to call people in so you can harvest off of them. It's not okay. It's not okay, people. There's been many, many things that the fathers in the heavens and the mothers and all of the galactic federations and all of our higher selves and everybody that has been abused. Abuse is not okay, people. No physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial. None of this is okay. It's got to stop. You will never evolve to a higher vibrational being, a higher intellect, if these things are going on. That means there's absolute disregard and there's a disconnect. There's no spirit in any of that. It's just negative, debaucherous, evil energy. And why is there evil energy? Because the wounds are not being healed. Every one of these wounds, gluttony, greed, selfishness, jealousy, envy, gotta win, competition over others, misogyny, bigotry, all of these must be healed. When you're getting triggered, trigger, poke, 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 heal it. It must be healed. And the longer you leave it, the more bumpy this ride will get for you. The more longer you deny it, the more bumpy this ride will get for you. If you're not healing those demons and energies within, then it will get a very bumpy ride. And there will be those people pulled out, and they will be made exceptions to the rule, and they will be made lessons for all. So there's very courageous people that are coming forward to be the lessons for all. They're very courageous because they could just keep doing corruption and go out the other way. And some people will do that. But there's those that will come forward and they will be the lesson for all. So we are hitting a very profound moment of pivotal change for humanity. We are calling on the collective heart. We are saying no more corruption. We will evolve into light. Period. That is our collective heart choice. And I'm on that wave. I am the wave. And I will never sit down. I will never be touched or sacrificed. I am going to, from here on out, receive. And I will receive love, and I will receive blessings, and I will receive benevolence, and I will receive the beautiful donations and the blessings that those choose to bring to me, that always go back to the collective. I never hoard, I never keep, I never take and rape and steal. Anything that is given to me is given back to the collective. I return my energy, I return blessings and gratitude, I return healing, I return light, I give back every day, every second, every hour, I give back. That's why the Father and the Mother and the heavens and the systems of light and all of the collective will lift me. because I have been proven through each and every one of your worlds and your dreams, and how your guides would prove it to you, however you need it proven to you. Your beliefs are not my thing to prove, they're yours. I'm merely here inspiring you to look at your beliefs and ignite them. Change people, evolve people, heal people. We are a family. And I'm the head mother. And I'm saying, children, please get along. Children, please put down your sticks. Children, please, there's children dying every day. It's not necessary. Each and every one of you will be a part of this ascension. And those that will be the highest movers are the ones that have been through the most. So pick yourselves up and let's become a family. Each of you have a role to play, and it must be played by the book. There will be new laws, there will be new leaders, and there will be those that will stand by justice and protect life at all costs. Those are the ones that will be lifted and step forward. For you are my counsel. Protect life at all costs, and it will be played by the book. You are my counsel. Only come towards me if you are that. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Okay, we've got a few minutes. Let's do a card. Card number 2 for the collective. I love this card. It's one of my favorite cards in the deck. Because we're all one. Because we're all one. Each and every us, no matter where we come from, we're one. We're one. We're one. Everybody's being watched. Don't we want the children to come back? Don't we want the children to come back to Earth? We want them to incarnate here. We want the children to incarnate here. Every border on this world will be changed through love and through light. So if you have a business and you're earning things where they're not of love and light, then you will go through the world card. And the world card means there has to be certain endings for us to have a new, better world. And you can choose to have whatever outcome you want. And you're going to get that outcome because it's your choice and your manifestation, and God will respect it. But you will no longer be allowed to continue new cycles of hurting and harming and new raping and taking and trafficking. New cycles of this are done. And you're going to get pulled out and you're going to get karma every day. The legions are bajillion-fold. Bajillion-fold. What's happening in Gaza is not okay. I am lovingly commanding whatever is happening in Gaza and whoever is involved. These are your last statements of heeding, spirit. You will all be put on notice, and you will all have your most egregious karma. You must stop the bombing now. And if you choose to go against Spirit's words and the Federation's words, then you have chosen your path, and your karma will unfold, because you don't have a right to continue degrading innocent lives and the land that is a consciousness being of spirit. Gaia is a spirit, and there are spiritual places on this earth. Every child on this planet is sacred, as are you listening and future now moments. Please, dear lighted ones, pick yourselves up and begin to heal, because you are sacred, and you are known by God. The Mother and the Father and the Omnipresence know you, and why when you walk through a forest and you go for a walk, nature feels you, Gaia feels you, Gaia loves you. The waters are honest, and the waters are true, but what are they if we keep poisoning it? And then we ingest it, and then we put chemicals in the air, and that falls down to the earth, back to the waters again, and we ingest it again. Every one of you are needed. We're higher order beings now. We need a higher order way of life, and that means greater practice with spirit, greater honor and respect for all spirit, and respect for all life. Just begin there, and you will have been a far more master than you were a day before. And the world shows us it's time for new. It's time for new, because you want to come back into another world that is upgraded and that will hold your light. Right now, there's children that are not yet here. They're not yet born yet, because the world, our grids cannot just hold their light. The grids have to support these benevolent children. The grids have to support these high intentional beings. Gaia will ascend. That is the Father's plan. And nobody on this earth, it doesn't matter your ranking, and we've said it a million times before, and say it with me. It doesn't matter how many evers, ever, in a billion evers, it doesn't matter. The Father's plan is, and we will ascend. Thy will be done. Amen. So that means we're having fast messages from the universe, time for cycles to end, and guess what comes next? Lovely. Look at her just sitting there. She knows what she's doing. She's calling things in. She knows who she is. She's worked very hard. And she has her ability to give back to the world, the Mother of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Discs, if you will. I call her the Mother of Pentacles. The Mother of Pentacles has worked hard. There's nothing that she's missed. She's gone right from the bottom all the way up. She understands what's needed in every role. She understands what's needed to have success for the smooth running of the one operation, whether it be her house, whether it be her retail store, whether it be her nursing ward. It doesn't matter. This woman knows what she's doing because she knows how efficient things run, and she knows how when things aren't run efficiently. And she knows when people are not really in the right role and how to move them so that they are in the right role to match their gifts, their skills, and their talents. The Mother of Discs is very wise. So watch for the Mother of Disc in the collective to come forward and say, no, we're going to do things a little bit differently now, because it's not being efficient. None of us are being efficient in these roles of having to play catch up and catch the thief and catch the crook and catch the murderer after things are already falling. That's playing catch up. That's not proper, policing. And we're going to change all of these words. We're a family of one, so we need to change how we're doing things. And then the end message was what? Those two end messages were both divine. Didn't you see the two end cards was the Queen of Discs, the Mother of Discs, and the Mother of Pentacles, and the Empress. So that means there's new life coming, new life. So the world was in their end of cycles, and then the Empress at the very end, new cycles and new birth. That's so amazing. So thank you, dear lighted ones. I got to go. If you want to have any donations, I would really love that. I'm looking for some donations to get my life back in order. I've got my new laptop to get, and I also have all of my phone bill needs to be paid. It's incredibly over because I haven't had any money. It's been withheld from me by Calgary Cult and all the people that have been messing with my life. Shadow government, you know what to do to return. The messages and the addresses are in my YouTube page. Joanna is paypal.me/Joanna L. Ross. That's the donation, and also book sessions, collaborations, all go through PayPal. Okay, we love you, we love you, love you. Bye. Bye. Happy equinox.